California of the past.
I am California of the past. I am California of the past.
My father, Winston Hines, had a dream to be an actor and had the chance to act in New York or Hollywood, but there's no allure like Hollywood. As a child in Memphis, Tennessee, Winston was born April 9, 1904, the only child of Augustus and Grace Hines. As a child, he enjoyed nature. He raised prize-winning poultry to show at state fairs, but most of all, he loved creating costume celebrations. Whether he was dressed as George Washington or reenacting Abraham Lincoln during a city parade, Winston was drawn to acting and yearned to express himself both creatively and personally. During his high school years and into his 20s, Winston joined the Memphis Little Theater Players. Dramatic roles were his very favorites, and he would recall audiences openly weeping during some of his tearful performances. Caught by the acting bug, Winston yearned to come to California, and during the late Roaring '20s, he and a carload of adventuresome buddies rolled out of Memphis across the Harahan Bridge, and off they went along Route 66 and the desert's famous plank roads. The stars were really in his eyes as he rubbed shoulders with them, the stars of the day, on the movie sets, and went to Hollywood parties, and arrived at the silver screen during Hollywood's heyday. Filmmaking was just shifting from silent to talkies. Winston landed a few minor roles in such films as Douglas Fairbanks' Reaching for the Moon and Gloria Swanson's Indiscreet. Then the Depression hit, and Winston returned to Memphis as times got tough. He met my mother, Lyda Buffa, when he decided to return to Hollywood to keep seeking film roles. My mother assisted him financially, sending him care packages from her earnings at her family's floral nursery. Like many starving actors of the day, Winston lived at the Hollywood YMCA, became friends with fellow actors, and he continued to beat the pavement to keep his acting dreams alive. My mother joined him in 1936, and they were married. His big break came when he was given a small role in the opening sequence of Gone with the Wind, the 12 Oaks barbecue scene, as one of Scarlett's hopeful beaux. He was elated and hopeful that this part would turn the tide of his career. But then, after years of delay and cost overrides, the film's complete production staff was changed, and the course of his life and career changed forever. My mother waited in the car as he went into the studio, and when Winston returned downcast, she knew something drastically had happened. Due to soaring production costs, the scenes he was in were cut, and that complete disappointment met the end of his acting and Hollywood career. From that point on, he cared for his family and the hopes of others through his earnings as a building materials salesman. And I believe that must have been a real acting experience for him, to make believe that that job was okay. Although his true hopes and dreams of Hollywood never materialized, they do live on today in the lives and careers of his family. His grandson, Ethan Von Thillo, helps untold voices and stories to be heard and young filmmakers to thrive.